Hello again, this is Robert Veach here. This is my video review of a unique product. This is the company name WTESKE. This is their digital temperature controller, model SOP21. Comes with a little instruction booklet and the unit itself with a power cord with a US plug-in with a ground down there. The power cord's about 4 feet long. And it has a plug-in probe that uses a mini plug on there and very generous long cable with a little plunger on there. The cable is over 6 feet long, which is really nice. And the temperature probe itself, a nice large hefty probe that's going to respond to temperature changes. Now it's designed to be large so that the temperature change responses are a little slower so that you don't damage your equipment. And on the output side, it has the cool and the heat, and these are opposites of each other. And we're going to show everything about how this operates so you understand how to use this unit. We're going to plug it in and we're going to show you all that coming up. Now I'm going to read some of the specs on here. So again, this is the model SOP21, and the input voltage can be AC 100 to 250, that you can bring it right there with that grounded plug, 50 to 60 hertz. This will switch on the hot and the cool side 10 amps of AC current. The temperature range of this unit is minus 30 to 105 degrees centigrade, or minus 22 to 221 degrees Fahrenheit. And the control range is smaller than that. It's 50 to 110 degrees centigrade, minus 58 to 230 degrees Fahrenheit. The type of probe that's included has an R25. It's 10K ohms, plus or minus 1%. And they give the specs for that. The temperature accuracy is 1%. Now this is an easy to use, safe and reliable dual relay output temperature controller. It can be used as an over temperature protection and automatic temperature control system for various electric appliances such as home brew, making beer, where you control the temperatures, pet breeding, incubation, seating, heat mats, terrestrial heat control, constant temperature cycle of heating pump, culture fermentation, accelerating germination, electric radiator, electric oven. It's plug and play, and it will support a lot of different products that require up to 10 amps of current on the hot and the cold side. Very flexible. The company provides a 1-year warranty, and if you scan their included sheet, you can join up with them and get a 2-year warranty by joining their smart family. And they have all the contact information on here also. So we're going to go over a lot of how this works, because it's a very interesting product and it's going to be really helpful for a lot of applications. Very basic, and it does have an audible and a visual alarm when the temperature goes over a predetermined value. Now, the way all these work is they will turn on heat or cool when the temperature rises or drops. And this unit tends to be a rise or drop in 5 degrees Fahrenheit will trigger a relay response. And there is a slight delay for safety in here of 10 to 15 seconds, so that when that temperature goes over 5 degrees, it puts a slight delay so that you're not hunting with your equipment. And that saves on energy. It also saves on the components of what you are driving with this. Now the alarm that I mentioned, the little indicator we're going to show, and the audible alarm, anything over 9 degrees Fahrenheit, it will trigger that alarm. So we're going to plug this in and we're going to demonstrate how to set everything on here. So I have the unit plugged in, and to make this easier to understand, I made these little custom little LEDs that come on. This is signifying that cold has to be turned on. This is signifying that heat has to be turned on, so that you get an understanding of what's going on here. So I turned the unit on and I have the temperature probe plugged in to the base of the unit right there. And right now it's measuring the temperature on the top right there, which is 68 degrees. And I have both set to 68 degrees. I've got the heat and the cool set to 68 degrees right on the display right there. Now the idea is when you want to change the temperature, first of all, the power switch is right there. You just pulse it. You don't hold it down, you just pulse it just like that. But if you want to change the temperature, you have to go to hit the settings, and you could see that it starts blinking right there. And you could go up and down on the settings right there. And if you hit it again, you could change the digit. So you see you could change the digit right there so that you can quickly change the temperature. And if you hold this down, you then can go to the cool temperature and do the same. You can change it right there. Once we reset this, we could pulse this and go to centigrade versus Fahrenheit, just like that. Now the whole idea is it's not going to let you have a really wide range on here, because the whole idea is to have this control something within a couple degrees Fahrenheit or a couple degrees centigrade. So you want to have your temperature range be really close. Like in this case, it's 68 degrees, 68, just about equal on both ends, on the cool and on the hot. And that's the idea here, and we're going to demonstrate that. So what I'm going to show you is I have a little container that's insulated, and there is some ice in that container. And we're going to take the probe and we're going to put it in the ice. And I want you to watch the display so you can see what the display does, and then watch the reaction. So I'll put this in the ice water. Now see how the temperature is dropping. Now right away you heard an audible alarm. And visually right there's an alarm that came on. Now there's a delay, and it should turn on the heat, and there it goes. So now it's saying I need heat. So now this would generate heat to this area wherever the probe is, and then that will go back to normal. Now let me just touch this and drop the temperature back, raise the temperature back up right there. And you see the alarm went off, and now it's slowly approaching the same temperature, and then look what happened. It shut off. So when this unit is operating and it doesn't require any interaction from this unit, nothing's going to happen here. And that's what you want. You don't want this thing cycling around. So right now, the temperature of the probe is the same as the room temperature right there, pretty much within a couple degrees, and nothing's going to happen. Now let's say that you have this probe, and now it's going to, temperature is going to increase. So now I'm touching the probe with my body temperature, and watch what happens. The probe temperature is increasing. So 74, 75, 76, 77, and now the alarm goes off, and you could also see that the cool came on, because now the probe has to be cooled down for this to be happy. And so let's put it back in the probe right there, and ice, and then look what happened. It shut off, and the alarm shut off. You could also turn this alarm off by hitting the down button right here. I'm sorry, you hold it for 3 seconds, and that'll turn the alarm off. So if you don't want to have that alarm, you could turn it off that way. You want to turn it back on, you just hold that down, and the alarm goes back on. It's not a loud alarm, which is nice, so that it's not going to wake you up, and you have to be near whatever you're monitoring with the probe, but that's all you need to have is a simple alarm that has a visual display as well as an audible display on there. I want to point out that if the temperature sensor is short-circuited, if it gets damaged, or if it gets infiltrated with water or other chemicals, or it has an open circuit, the controller will go into the probe fault mode. It will close all execution states, and the buzzer will sound. Then you press any key to get rid of the buzzer. If the alarm's going on also, because as I demonstrated, when it goes over temperature or under temperature, you can hit any one of these keys to disable that alarm. So I can show you that right here. If I have the alarm go again, let me use my body temperature right here. There's the alarm. I can hit any one of these keys to disable the alarm. Visually it's still there, just audibly it's disabled. So that's it. Doesn't get any simpler. The product works as you'd expect, and it seems to be nice and reliable. There is a little mount on here so that you can mount it on a wall, and then you can plug whatever you're going to have here. There's also a mount on there so that you can get this stable for mounting. And as I mentioned, that little suction cup right there to hold the probe, or you can mount the probe also. So, you know, the larger the probe, the slower the response, and I think they made a good choice so that you don't have this thing hunting constantly, and you could have this used in a lot of different applications, even in a fish tank, or, you know, where you have reptiles and other animals and you want to have a heater unit or a cooler device. You could control it with this quite nicely. So what do I think about the WTESKE, their digital temperature controller, the model SOP21? I think this is a great product, great value. Seems to be well built, very durable, and it works. You can control a lot of different things with this, and you're going to find many applications for it. So I'm going to give this product a full 5-star rating on my channel. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icons you alert to new video uploads. And if you like this review, please hit the like button. I hope the information I presented helped you with your buying decisions. Thank you for watching.